Yeah. They say life will bring discomfort, and I discovered we all just suffer, 'cause no one feels that bad. And it comes from one another. We hurt each other just like a lover, and don't think twice about that. Yeah, and I feel like something's bad, but hell, I'm used to that. I always turn my back, yeah. And I wanna feel something, but all I feel is pain. I wanna make a change, but you either pick yourself up or you let yourself down. Life will always be tough, so who the fuck are you now? Will you make it alone, or do you need someone else? I don't need anyone, I'll do it all by myself.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening and welcome back to another evening with us out here on EyeOn Entertainment Network. And over on the left-hand side of your screen, you have your beautiful hostess, Lori. And on the right, you have myself, Bob, and we're out here to spend another evening with you.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.
And welcome back, everyone, to a Monday evening out here. And, yeah.
So how are you guys liking those? Wait, what happened? Shows.
Crazy stuff.
Because I just recorded like 15 more videos of it.
Hello, DW and Scrappy.
So you guys have 15 days. Oh my God, Yvonne.
Hey, Yvonne, how is it going?
What the hell? What happened to you, girl?
Oh, we're glad that you're here. How you been? Missed you out here too.
Oh my God, what have you missed? Oh geez.
It's a long.
Well, we almost lost the channel. We're over 2,000 subs now.
Glad you're doing well.
You know, keeping busy, staying out of trouble. Well, trying to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stay out of trouble on the YouTube streets. That's for sure. I'll be right back.
But we're definitely cruising along, you know? Well, we kind of had to make a deal with the devil, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm learning that I think you have to make deals with the devil to survive the YouTube streets. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's a crazy one. I don't know where Bob went. Oh, did he have a ding ding? I guess my cam's not on. Oh, look at me. I'm wearing a wig. So we're going to talk about... Oh, shoot. Did I say it? We're going to be talking about Aileen Wuornos. Y'all know who she is. She's a bad, bad, bad lady. Thank you, Scrappy.
Okay. I am back.
All right, I was just telling them we're going to be talking about... Is it Aileen? How do you say it?
I think some would say Aileen. I think it's Aileen.
Aileen. It's just spelled different.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yes. All right. So I said we're going to be talking about her, and of course, what better way than to we're gonna do this, you guys, because we haven't done this for a while. So we're gonna do this where we learn. We learn together. You know.
Let's see.
What the hell am I doing?
Uh,
Oh, here, I'll post the link.
let's see.
Oh, we're so totally going to learn about her today. And of course, I mean, hold on. You guys, I came prepared today. It doesn't happen very often. So this is she. Remember her?
This is the link.
This is the person we're talking about right here. She kind of looks a little evil too, right? And if you don't know her story, like as her story, you may have seen the movie Monster, which was based off of her her life, her killing, and basically her story. And I thought the movie was very good. It definitely gave you the vibe that you were actually there in real time when she was doing the shit she was doing. And yeah, and of course it has that Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci or Ricci. I don't know how to say her last name anyhow. Those two stars there in it as well. So it's a good movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoops! It looks like I shared the link out double. Okay.
So,
Okay.
if you want to read the first little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me get over here. And, all right. Let me... Okay. Let me make sure that, oh my goodness. Okay. I've got to find out why.
What's happening?
Well, Wikipedia works differently with my screen reader. Okay. And all right, let me just bring this up here. Okay. Because it's giving me all these tables and all right, let me take a look here. Okay. Okay. Aileen Carol Wuornos, born February 29th, 1956, through October 9th, 2002, was an American serial killer.
Stupid hairs. Hold on. I'm doing weird things, guys. I apologize. It's this hair is like. All right, continue. Sorry.
In 1989 through 1990, while engaging in street prostitution along highways in Florida, she shot dead and robbed 7 of her male clients. Wuornos claimed that her clients had either sexually forced her or attempted to do so, and that all of the homicides were committed in self-defense. Wuornos was sentenced to death for 6 of the murders, and on October 9th, 2002, after 12 years on Florida's death row, was executed by legal injection. In the biographical film Monster...
I just want to interrupt for a sec. I knew about her. I even watched the movie, but for some reason, I do not recall that she was actually killed on death row by lethal injection. I did not know that.
I've never even seen the movie Guess I'll have to check that out.
We'll have to watch it together one day, Bob.
Yeah,
It's a good movie.
I'll have to see if I can get it and we can do a screen share.
Date night.
Yep, yep. That's definitely a date night movie, huh?
We're gonna learn about a serial killer on our date.
Yeah. In the biographical film Monster in 2003, Muernos' story is described from her first murder until her execution. For her portrayal of Muernos, Therese Theron um, won the Academy Award for Best Actress.
You know, nothing says love like learning about people who kill people. I don't know. I find her fascinating though because I do. I mean, like she had a crap life, and like a real crap life, and I don't know. I mean, like, okay, as we learn about this, and I know some people know the story, some people don't. It's okay because we'll fill the people that don't in. But
Well, it's new to me, so
yeah, I shouldn't say. I guess I shouldn't continue because it'll ruin it. It's like a novel. Okay, I'll read this one. You can
yeah,
do the rest.
I'll read Early Criminal Activities.
Yeah. Okay. Wuornos was born Aileen Carol Pittman. Oh, well, Pittman's much easier to say. In Rochester, Michigan on February 29th, 1956. So does that mean she only had a birthday once every 4 years?
It's a good question. Depends on how people do that, I guess.
Well, that I'm not saying that contributes to probably serial killers, but it could definitely cause a lot of confusion in a person.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother, Diane Wuornos, born in 1939, was 14 years old when she married Eileen's father. Wow, that's young. 18-year-old Leo Dale Pittman. They married on June 3rd, 1954. On March 14th, 1955, Diana gave birth to Eileen's older brother, Keith. Sorry, I can't read. After less than 2 years of marriage and 2 months before Eileen was born, Diane filed for divorce. She gave birth to Eileen at the age of 16. Wow, she was young. Wuornos never met her father, as he was incarcerated at the time of her birth. Leo Dale Pittman was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He was later convicted for forcing, I guess, himself on a 7-year-old girl. He committed
Wow.
suicide by hanging in prison on January 30th, 1969. In January 1960, when Wuornos was almost 4 years old, Diane abandoned her children, leaving them with their blah, blah, blah. Their maternal grandparents, Lori and Britta Wuornos, both alcoholics, who legally adopted Keith and Eileen on March 18th, 1960. By the age of 11, Wuornos began engaging in sexual activities in school in exchange for cigarettes, drugs, and food. She had also engaged in sexual activities with her brother. Oh dear.
Wow.
Wuornos said that her alcoholic grandfather had SA'd and beaten her when she was a child. Before beating her, he would force her to strip out of her clothes. In 1970, at the age of 14, she became pregnant, having been AR'd by a friend of her grandfather's.
Wow.
Wuornos gave birth to a boy at a home for unwed mothers on March 23rd, 1971, and the child was placed up for adoption. Oh, so she didn't even know her child. Wow. A few months after her son was born, she dropped out of school at about the same time that her grandmother died of liver failure. When Wuornos was 15, her grandfather threw her out of the house, and she began supporting herself through prostitution and living in the woods near her old home.
Wow.
I told you her life was shit.
Yeah. Early criminal activity. On May 27th, 1974, at age 18, Muernos was arrested in Jefferson County, Colorado, for driving under the influence. Let's see, disorderly conduct and firing a 22 caliber pistol from a moving vehicle. She was later charged with failure to appear In 1976, Wuornos hitchhiked to Florida, where she met 69-year-old yacht club president Louis Gratz Fell. They married quickly, and the announcement of their nuptials was printed in the local newspapers, society pages. However, Wuornos continually involved herself in confrontations at their local bar and went to jail briefly for assault. She also hit Fell with his own cane, leading him to gain a restraining order against her within weeks of the marriage. She returned to Michigan, um, where on July 14th, 1976, she was arrested at Bernie's Club in Mansalona, in Antrim County, and charged with assault and disturbing the peace for throwing a cue ball at a bartender's head. Wow. On July 17th, her brother Keith died of esophageal cancer, and Muernos received $10,000 from his life insurance. Muernos and Fell annulled their marriage on July 21st after only 9 weeks. In August 1976, Muernos was given a $105 fine for drunk driving. She used the money inherited from her brother to pay the fine and spent the rest within 2 months buying luxuries, including a new car, which she wrecked shortly afterward. In 1978, at the age of 22, she attempted suicide by shooting herself in the stomach. And bearing in mind that this can be a triggering thing to read, um, there is a banner going across the bottom in a marquee style, and there are numbers that will come across there. If you're going through a mental health crisis, it is not wrong to ask for help. Um, between the ages of 14 and
Hey,
22,
Jimmy.
hey Jamie, she attempted suicide 6 times. On May 20th, 1981, Muernos was arrested in Florida for um, armed robbery of a convenience store, where she stole $35 and 2 packs of cigarettes. She was sentenced to prison on May 4th, 1982, and released on June 30th, 1983. On May 1st, 1984, Muernos was arrested for attempting to pass forged checks at a bank in Key West. On November 30th, 1985, she was named as a suspect in the theft of a revolver and ammunition in Pasco County. Oh shoot. Okay, in 1986, 30-year-old Muernos met 24-year-old Tyria Moore, a hotel maid at a Daytona Beach gay bar called Zodiac. They moved in together, and Muernos supported them with her earnings as a prostitute. On July 4th, 1987, Daytona Beach police detained Muernos and Moore at a bar for questioning regarding an incident in which they were accused of assault and battery with a beer bottle. On March 12th, 1988, Muernos accused a Daytona Beach bus driver of assault. She claimed that he pushed her off the bus following a confrontation. Moore was listed as a witness to the incident. Later at her trial, Muernos stated, "It was love beyond imaginable earthly words cannot describe how I felt about Tyria." Before her execution, did I skip through something here?
I was on the other page, and then I just came back, and I'm trying to think about what you...
That's okay. Let me see. I will finish this sentence. But before her execution, Muernos claimed to still be in love with Moore. Okay, so I'm at murders now.
Wuornos murdered 7 men within a period of 12 months. Richard Charles Mallory, age 51, an electronics store owner in Clearwater, was killed on November 30th, 1989. Wuornos claimed that Mallory beat, ard, and sodomized her after he drove her to an abandoned area for sexual requests. Mallory was Wuornos' first victim, and she claimed to have killed him in self-defense. Later, it became known that Mallory had previously been convicted for attempted in Maryland. 2 days after the murder of Volusia County defense, what? 2 days after the murder of Volusia County Defense, is that what it is? No, Deputy Sheriff found Mallory's abandoned vehicle. On December 13th, his body was found several miles away in a wooded area. He had been shot several times, and 2 bullets to the left lung were found to have been the cause of death. That'll probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
David Andrew Spears, age 47, was a construction worker in Winter Garden. He was declared missing as of May 19th, 1990. On June 1st, 1990, his naked body was found along U.S. Route 19 in Florida in Citrus County. He had been shot 6 times by a .22 pistol. Charles Edmund Carscadon, age 40, was a part-time rodeo worker. He was killed on May 31st, 1990. On June 6, 1990, his body was found in Pasco County. He had been shot 9 times with a .22 caliber weapon. The body had been wrapped in an electric blanket and was badly decomposing when found. Witnesses saw Wuornos in possession of Carzadon's car, and Wuornos had also pawned a gun identified as belonging to Carscadon. Peter Abrams Seams, age 65, retired merchant seaman. On June 1990, Seams left Jupiter, Florida for Arkansas. On July 4th, 1990, his car was found in Orange Springs, Florida. Moore and Wuornos were seen abandoning the car, and Wuornos' palm print was found on the on the interior door handle. His body was never found. Wow. Troy Eugene Burress, age 50, sausage salesman from Ocala, Florida. On July 31st, 1990, he was reported missing. On August 4th, 1990, his body was found in a wooded area along State Road 19 in Marion County. He had been shot twice. Charles Richard or Dick Humphreys, age 56, retired U.S. Air Force manager, former state child abuse investigator, and former chief of police. Date of murder was September 11th, 1990. On September 12th, 1990, his body was found in Marion County. He was fully clothed and had been shot 6 times in the head and torso. His car was found in Sewanee County. And the last one, Walter Geno Antonio, age 62, was a trucker, security guard, and reserve police officer. On November 19th, 1990, Antonio's nearly naked body was found near a remote logging road in Dixie County. He had been shot 4 times. 5 days later, his car was found in Brevard County.
Wow. All right. Let me make sure that I'm...
Arrest and trial.
Yeah. Okay, on July 4th, 1990, Wuornos and Moore abandoned victim Peter Seams' car after they were involved in an accident. Rhonda Bailey, who witnessed the accident, provided police with a description of 2 women, resulting in a media campaign to locate them. Police also found some of the victims' belongings in pawn shops. Wuornos' fingerprint that was found on a receipt at one of the pawn shops matched the print that was left in Seams' car. Wuornos had a criminal record in Florida, and samples of her prints were in a database. The last resort bar in Volusia County, where Wuornos was arrested on January 9th, 1991, Wuornos was arrested on an outstanding warrant at the last result biker bar. in Volusia County. Police located Moore the next day in Scranton, Pennsylvania. She agreed to elicit a confession um, from Wuornos in exchange for immunity from prosecution. Moore returned with the police to Florida, where she was put up in a motel under police guidance. She made numerous telephone calls to Wuornos, pleading for help in clearing her name. 3 days later, on January 16th, 1991, Wuornos confessed to the murders. She claimed the men had tried to rape her, and she I stumbled over that word. She killed them in self-defense. Um, in November 1991, Wuornos was legally adopted by 44-year-old Arlene Prowell, who saw her photo in a newspaper. On January 14th, 1992, Wuornos went to trial for the murder of Richard Charles Mallory. Although previous convictions are normally inadmissible in a criminal trials under Florida's Williams rule, the prosecution was allowed to introduce evidence related to other crimes to show a pattern of illegal activity. On January 27th, 1992, Wuornos was convicted of Mallory's murder with help from Moore's testimony at her sentencing. Psychiatrists for the defense testified that Wuornos was mentally unstable and diagnosed her with borderline personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. 4 days later, she was sentenced to death. Wuornos' defense made efforts during the trial to introduce evidence that Mallory was previously convicted for attempted forcing in Maryland and served a sentence in a maximum security correctional facility, providing remediation to sexual offenders. Records obtained from the Correctional Institute show that from 1958 to 1962, Mallory was committed for treatment and observations resulting from a criminal charge of assault with intent to force, and received an overall 8 years of treatment from the facility. In 1961, it was observed of Mr. Mallory that he possessed strong sociopathic trends. However, the judge refused to allow the records to be admitted in court as evidence and denied Wuornos' request for a retrial. On March 31st, 1992, Wuornos pleaded no contest to the murders of Charles Richard Humphreys, Troy Eugene Bress, and David Andrew Spears, saying she wanted to get right with God. In her statement to the court, she said in part, "I wanted to confess to you that Richard Mallory did violently force me, as I told you, but these others did not. They only began to start to." On May 15th, 1992, Wuornos was given 3 more death sentences. In June 1992, Wuornos pleaded guilty to the murder of Charles Edmund Karskeden. In November 1992, she received her 5th death sentence. In February 1993, Wuornos pleaded guilty to the murder of Walter Gino Antonio and was sentenced to death again. No charges were brought against her for the murder of Peter Abraham Seams, as his body was never found. In all, Wuornos received 6 death sentences. Wuornos told several inconsistent stories about the killings. She claimed initially that all 7 men had forced her while she was working as a prostitute, but later recanted the claim of self-defense, citing robbery and a desire to leave no witnesses as the reason for murder. During an interview with filmmaker Nick Broomfield, when Wuornos thought the cameras were off, she told him that it was in fact self-defense, but she could not stand being on death row, where she had been for 10 years, and at that point, I wanted to die. Assessed using the psychopathy checklist, Wuornos scored 32 out of 40, with a cutoff score of 30 for determining psychopathy. The checklist evaluated individuals on a 20-item list of antisocial and interpersonal behaviors, with each item being scored as 0, 1, or 2, with a maximum score of 40. And I'll stop there, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
I love you.
I do too. Okay, so we have here being on death row. Wuornos was incarcerated at Florida Department of Corrections, Broward Correctional Institution, death row for women, then transferred to the Florida State Prison for execution. Her appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court was denied in 1996. In 2001, petition to the Florida Supreme Court, she stated her intention to dismiss her legal counsel and terminate all pending appeals. I killed those men, she wrote, robbed them as cold as ice, and I'd do it again too. There's no chance in keeping me alive or anything because I'd kill again. I'd have hate crawling through my system. I'm so sick of hearing this she's crazy stuff. I've been evaluated so many times. I'm competent, sane, and I'm telling the truth. I'm one who seriously hates human life and would kill again. While her attorneys argued that she was not mentally competent to make such a request, Wuornos insisted that she knew what she was doing, and a court-appointed panel of psychiatrists agreed. In 2002, Wuornos began accusing prison matrons of tainting her food with dirt, saliva, and urine. She said that she had overheard conversations among prison personnel trying to get me to so pushed over the brink by them I'd wind up committing suicide before the execution and wishing to army before execution. She also complained of strip searches, tight handcuffing, door kicking, frequent window checks, low water pressure, mildew on her mattress, and catcalling in distaste and a pure hatred toward me. Wuornos threatened to boycott showers and food trays when certain officers were on duty. In the meantime, my stomach's growling away, and I'm taking showers through the sink in my cell. Her attorney stated that Miss Wuornos really just wants to have proper treatment, humane treatment, until the day she's executed. He added, she believes what she's written. In the weeks before her execution, Wuornos gave a series of interviews to Broomfield and talked about being taken away to meet God and Jesus and the angels and whatever is beyond that point. In her final interview, she once again charged that her mind was torture at BCI and her head crushed by a sonic pressure. Food poisonings and other abuses worsened. She said each time she complained, with the goal of making her appear insane or to drive her insane. She also turned on the interviewer. You sabotaged my ass, society and the cops and the system. An hard woman got executed and was used for books and movies and shit. Her final on-camera words were, thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass. Don Botkins, a childhood friend of Wuornos, later told Broomfield that her verbal abuse was directed at society and the media in general, not at him specifically. Now, there is a video here of her when she was being cross-examined, I guess, way back then. I'm going to play. Hold on here. Hold the boat, people. I'm just got to figure out what I'm doing. Okay.
You didn't make one mention of the anal ring or being tied up or having alcohol squirted in your rectum, did you, during that tape?
I told knew that he was getting violent. And also I told you before in the first confession that he was talking about anal slurring.
Did you, in fact, did you see any videotape, or did you tell Detective Forzeva at any time that you were strangled with cord by Mr. Malcolm?
Well, every time I tried to start telling you or him about what was happening, he'd interrupt me and ask me how many times was this person shot? What kind of items did you take? Did he say anything after when you shot him? Where did you leave his car? I never got a chance to ever express myself.
Wow. You know, she was kind of pretty. It's really sad that she had the shit life she had.
Yeah.
I don't know. At what point do you sit there and say that is a product of what her environment was? I mean, that doesn't excuse her for, of course, killing how many men. But I guarantee you, being undiagnosed and not getting help emotionally for the issues that she had could make a person go crazy.
I'm sure that was a massive contributor, because the things that she suffered as a kid, again, in no way excusing what she did, but the things that happened to her when she was a kid, that gave her taste of society right there. And it sounds like she had a massive hatred for society.
Yes, she definitely sounded like that. Like that there, yeah, there's no mistaking that. She definitely.
Yeah, that's right, DW. Big old recipe for disaster. Yeah.
And you can also tell she didn't really think shit of herself.
Mm-mm.
You know, from the crap probably that had happened when she was a child, probably was the biggest contributor to that. But yeah, she didn't really care about the people around her or herself, so she just went and lived life how life was. Crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I was always interrupted.
So you say the reason you didn't say this is being interrupted.
Okay, I haven't seen this, so I do apologize if she happens to drop words that we try to censor, because, yeah.
Pardon?
You just were cut off. You didn't have a chance to tell them.
Exactly.
Before Detective Forzeva began the interview with you, said he wanted you to tell all the facts and circumstances surrounding Mallory killing, didn't he?
I don't even recall him saying that.
You don't recall him saying that?
No.
Well, what did you think your purpose was when you were sitting there telling him about the Mallory case?
My main purpose was there to confess about Tyra's innocence, and that was all. I didn't have I couldn't, there was no way that I could have even remember. I was hysterical, shocked, and they had forced me to talk, saying they're going to arrest Tyra Moore if I don't answer their questions on the case, which I didn't want. I was only there to confess about Tyra's innocence because I just got done talking to her on the phone and told her I was going to confess to clear her.
You say?
I'm not lying at all. I'm up here telling the truth. I think I'm the only one that's telling the truth between my lawyers and me. Especially when I've learned about all this fucking movie greed.
Let's talk about that for now. You've talked to some movie people about this, haven't you?
I did. Jackie Giroux. We have a lawsuit going on her. We are filing a lawsuit.
Movie producer type person. Can you talk about if any money was to be made out of this, you'd like Lee to have, didn't you?
Lee.
I'm sorry.
I work the whole Florida state. I-10, I-95, I-75, I-27, 50, 41, 44, anywhere. A whole Florida state.
And if your pattern was it not to tell them you were a prostitute so that you can make money?
No, because a lot of times I got in the car and they asked me if I was dating. I mean, if I want to date. They propositioned me many a times. A lot of the guys pulled over was strictly for sex. It wasn't like giving a girl a ride to the next exit. It was strictly to pick me up for a date. They knew I was out there for a date. I'm sure every other girl that's hitchhiking out there gets propositioned by a guy. As soon as they get picked up, I bet you they get propositioned by a guy. Because most of the times I didn't have to ask them, they asked me.
I jumped out of the car. Now we say I jumped out of the car. You got Mallory, right?
Wait.
Yes.
I got page 7, and I don't see anything you're talking about here.
I'm sorry, page 8 now. Start on page 7.
Okay.
You said, oh, no, I didn't. All this is another thing, okay? I know what happened, okay? I jumped out of the car. And that was Mallory you're talking about.
No, because I told you, yeah, you were starting to get physically do stuff to me. Oh, this is a different story. God, see it so long ago. And that's why I'm totally incoherent. I can't remember everything. You guys are asking me questions about these incidences that happened. When my mind's focused on Tyra, I only came here to confess. I don't know what I'm doing here talking to you guys about the other things. And I'm like, well, should I even answer these questions? I really don't want to. And I'm also confused anyway when I start talking about them that I get mixed up with different people because you guys keep asking me, okay, it's all right, take your time. And then you say, yeah, okay, I jumped out of the car, I pulled my gun out when he started to physically do shit with me. And now what type of gun coming out of the car? And I shot him. I told him to stop. Don't move no more. Don't come toward me anymore. And just stay there. And he didn't listen. He was coming out of the car, and I shot him again because I didn't know what the dickens he was doing. I didn't know if he had another gun under the seat. I didn't know if he was going to reach for another weapon. I don't know what he had.
You know what? He didn't have a weapon in that car, did he?
How do I know?
Did he have a weapon in that
No,
car?
he didn't. But how did I?
He didn't. Page 29.
Did I tell him what?
Maybe it was self-defense, maybe it was stupid.
I recall reading that.
That's what I want to speak. Yes, sir.
Maybe approach the bench.
No, just forget me.
I recall.
It's the same objection, you are not focused, and again, we would move for a mistrial. It's generic.
His objection is to stay here for this.
Don't answer the questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
You say that here you are, a woman who is ravaged and naked, right? Right?
Yes, I was naked.
Cord marks around her neck where she's been strangled, right? Right?
Yes.
Bleeding from the anus where you've been raped, right?
Yes.
Alcohol advising bottles where this torture took place, right?
There's alcohol drinks on the hub.
But the alcohol
Still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, if you guys want to see the whole thing, the whole 2 hours or whatever it was, definitely subscribe to that channel and check it out. She does have other trials too there too. She's a very small channel, but it's Ugly Bugs is her name.
Man.
Craziness. So, did you want to read the last part?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
What part that
So
was.
that's execution and death, I believe it is. Okay, so Wuornos' execution took place on October 9th, 2002. She declined her last meal, which could have been anything under $20, and opted for a cup of coffee instead. Her last words were, "Yes, I would just like to say I'm sailing with the Rock, and I'll be back like Independence Day with Jesus, June 6th, like the movie Big Mothership, and I'll be back. I'll be back." She died at 9:47 a.m. Eastern. She was the second woman in Florida and the 10th in the United States to be executed since the 1976 United States Supreme Court decision restoring capital punishment. After her death, Wuornos' body was cremated. Wuornos' ashes were scattered beneath a tree in her native Michigan by Wuornos' childhood friend, Don Bodkins, at Wuornos' request. Natalie Merchant's song Carnival from her album Tiger Lily was played at her funeral. Wuornos spent many hours listening to this album on death row. When Merchant found out about this, she gave permission to use the song in the closing credits of Nick Broomfield's documentary, uh, Aileen, Life and Death of a Serial Killer. When director Nick Broomfield sent a working edit of the film, I was so disturbed by the subject matter that I couldn't even watch it. Aileen Wuornos led a torturing life that is beyond my worst nightmares. It wasn't until I was told that Aileen spent many hours listening to my album, Tiger Lily, while on death row, and requested Carnival be played at her funeral, that I gave permission for the use of the song. It's very odd to think of the places my music can go once it leaves my hands. If it gave her some solace, um, I have to be grateful. Broomfield later speculated on Mariano's motive and state of mind. I think this anger developed inside her and she was working as a prostitute. When she was working as a prostitute, I think she had a lot of awful encounters on the roads, and I think this anger just spilled out from inside her and finally exploded into incredible violence that was her way of surviving. I think Eileen really believed that she had um, killed in self-defense. I think someone who's deeply psychotic can't really tell the difference between something that is life-threatening and something that is a minor disagreement. That let's see, that you could say something that she didn't agree with, she would get into a screaming black temper about it. And I think that's what had caused these things to happen. And at the same time, when she wasn't in those extreme moods, there was an incredible humanity to her. And now, you want me to continue reading this part about the psychopathology?
Sorry.
Good.
Okay. According to some specialists, Wuornos' crimes have been related to her psychopathic personality and her psychotraumatic past. Using the psychopathy checklist, Wuornos was found to have a psychopathic personality with a PCL-R score of 32, with a cutoff score for psychopathy. I did not say that right, being 30 in the United States. Wuornos was also known to meet the relevant criteria for determining both borderline personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder, which we have not looked yet. I don't think. Much of Wuornos' childhood was career in sex work. What in the hell did that say? Much of Wuornos' childhood and career in sex work are said to have irrevocably damaged her, and it could be seen that traumatic experiences throughout most of her young life could play a part in Wuornos' psychological state, including her biological mother's departure, as well as her grandmother ignoring the abuse she endured from her grandfather, thus leading back to the lack of development of a mother-daughter bond for Wuornos as a young girl. The damage was then made worse because both Wuornos and her brother believed that her grandparents were the biological parents, but at the age of 11, they learned that this was not the case, which further damaged the relationship between Wuornos and her adoptive parents. Wuornos was also known to have early behavioral problems, such as having an explosive temper, which limited her ability to make friends, as well as making it increasingly difficult for her to maintain relationships. Her traumatic upbringing, including her physical and sexual abuse, have been partially linked to a development of her borderline personality disorder. Such severe trauma can also disrupt the structuralization of the mind at various developmental points and result in primitive dissociative and splitting defenses to ward off the intensity of emotional and sexual stimulation that cannot be integrated as a child. FBI profiler Robert K. Ressler briefly mentions Wuornos in his autobiographical. Oh my god, autobiographical. Oh my god, autobi.
Autobiographical?
That's what I'm trying to say. History of his 20 years with the FBI. Writing in 1992, he said he often does not discuss female serial killers because they tend to kill in sprees instead of sequential fashion. He noted Wuornos as a sole exception, wrestler who allegedly coined the phrase serial killer to describe murderers seeking personal gratification does not apply to the women killing in postpartum psychosis or to any murderer acting solely for financial gain, such as women who have killed a series of boarders or spouses.
Hmm. And I think the remaining the remaining sections there talk about books and music, television, films, documentaries. So I'd say that's probably a conclusion to that there. That's man. Yeah, it sounds like they only did $20 meals over there. Shoot, you can barely get McDonald's for a person nowadays for that. Man,
Maybe your amount of the food depends on the crimes you've committed. And she had 6 life sentences, or death sentences, sorry. That might have knocked the price of her budget for meals down below the
perhaps.
$20 mark. Had she only done one, she might have had a $50 meal. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
We may never know. Plus, I don't know, didn't obviously bother her too much. She only wanted damn coffee anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, sometimes some people are crazy.
Man.
Oh, here, let's play this to finish off our talk about her.
Just wondering how you're going to be, at 9:10
This is a day before her execution.
tomorrow morning. Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
And how?
I'm all right with it. But like I said, remember, let them know that I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up and let me kill the rest of those guys that turned me into a serial killer. I know they did, because I was no professional serial killer or anything, or murderer, or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't professional at what I was doing.
Eileen,
I did some sloppy work, and I left
how have
prints.
you prepared yourself for tomorrow morning?
I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Sonic
And every
pressure.
time I was trying to write something, I think they had some kind of eye in the cell. I'm not sure, but every time I started writing something, it went up higher. So I'm thinking that probably had the TV rigged.
Well, I guess, if you're dying. Anyways, there's no sense in keeping anything in.
Yep, true.
The TV or the mirror, something was rigged. They got a huge satellite on the compound. After they put the huge satellite on the compound, it could have been either rigged to the TV set or the mirror or something. Because the electrician, when he put the mirror on the wall, he said, "Doesn't that look like a computer?" The back of it, and they stuck it to the wall.
And do you think, did that affect your mind, do you think?
Huh?
Did that affect your mind in some way, the sonic?
It was crushing my head, and they were using sonic pressure continually. Then when I had 3 meetings with Miss Villacorta on it, every meeting I had, she increased the pressure of the volume of the comm, increased the harassment on the floor, increased the trays being inedible, just increased every bit of my complaints and trashed all grievances. They're trying to make it look like I was crazy at all times, rig up the room with torture. If I said anything about I think their whole plan was trying to make it look like I was totally crazy. And so nobody would believe anything I had to say about anything. And then,
Well, I mean, there's a good chance she was a little crazy. I mean, she did kill how many people and didn't really seem to care that she killed them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Wow, that's right. So let's play that missing person video, shall we?
Yep. So, for anybody who's
Maybe.
watching, no. Got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you just a second.
No, for anybody who's watching, if you're new to the channel, you can find shareable versions of the posters that you're about to see over at facebook.com/EyeOn Entertainment Network. And if you see any individual who may be in or around your area, please be sure to go over there and share the posters out to get the faces and the stories out there. Just never know how much of a help that could be.
I gotta share this. All right, I'm gonna mute.
When you're feeling down on your luck, you're tired and stuck, enough is enough. You gotta pick yourself up, cause life gets hard. It might leave scars, could tear you apart if you let it be smart. Yeah, you wanna be just like the stars. Take me to Mars, high up and far, guess that's a start. All I know is that I love making art, straight to my heart. Keep up my guard and always work hard. Yeah, it's hard to have faith when you had a taste of this awful place. And if that's the case, you're sitting there sick and tired of the rap race. The fast pace has you thinking it's a bad place. You just wanna blast off into outer space. I get it, trust me, I've been there, just wait. It gets better if you take control of your fate. So stop waiting and get going your own way. Broken dreams and these hopeless teens, how it's supposed to be, yeah. Are all these broken dreams and these hopeless teens how it's supposed to be, yeah. I'm sick and tired of these broken dreams, these broken teens, sitting down on broken screens. It sucks, cause I really know what hopeless means, but focus seems to stem from the darkest themes. Don't park your dream, get a jump start and dream of everything you thought you ever wanted to be. To mark your team, together you could be something. Be smart and see that you is all you really need, yeah. Sometimes you gon' feel like you don't know, sometimes you gon' feel like it's going slow, sometimes you gon' wish that it came fast, sometimes you gon' dwell back on the past, yeah. I'm here to tell you that it won't last. Your mind's stronger than you think, get past all the things that keep you feeling bad, and pick yourself up and carve your own path. All these broken dreams and these hopeless teens, how it's supposed to be, yeah. Are all these broken dreams and these hopeless teens how it's supposed to be, yeah. Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home, on my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know, feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off as friends. I don't really understand myself, I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alone. It's so cold outside. breakdown. Always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way even when I'm feeling down. I fight, even when I don't know what is right. I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want. Guess in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off the best. The guess in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off the best. The guess in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off the best. The guess in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. Something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off the best. The gas in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off the best. The gas in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the bag off the best. The gas in the back of the set, never miss. She's so bad, can't take the. Growing up ain't easy. Too many things to do weekly. Too many thoughts to think deeply. Too many thoughts to be sleeping. Yeah, oh my God, I'm not eating. I feel so empty, I'm receding. And all of my friends are misleading. All of these posts and the lives they're leading. Yeah, oh, no way, I ain't gonna stand for this today. I'ma keep my head down, I'm okay. I don't wanna listen to a word they say. And we all know fear is a slogan, yeah. And we all feel broken, yeah. And we all outspoken. Need someone who could just so shout. I struggle in this place, been in circles several days, never knowing the right way. Yeah. Sometimes I struggle in this place. People look the other way, and we all deal with our pain. Oh yeah. No, I'm not down, no, I'm not out. If I got a voice, they gon' hear me shout. I can make my own choice and we've all got a mouth. I'ma make noise, yeah, that I don't doubt. I don't feel failure, not yet. Mistakes they make, you better don't regret. And like Drake said, man, I'm upset. Too many people out here wasting their breath, yeah, yeah. And still I feel like we've just all been going crazy. Too many people need to find themselves some safety. Just take take control of your life, it's all day to day, yeah. Don't need nobody else, myself can always save. Sometimes I struggle in this place, been in circles several days, never knowing the right way, yeah. Sometimes I struggle in this place, people look the other way, and we all deal with our pain, oh yeah. Sometimes I struggle in this place, been in circles several days, never knowing the right way, yeah. Sometimes I struggle in this place, people look the other way, and we all deal with our pain, oh yeah. But you had some different plans. It's broken by design, and I left all of my friends. I wish that I was fine, but the pain, it never ends. It's never summertime, winter always pulls me in, and I feel so lost, and I feel so down. No, this pain won't stop, with my face up on the ground, and I wish I could drop, and just make myself drown, in the life that is not, yeah.
And we are back, everyone. Definitely be sure to keep those who are missing and their loved ones in your thoughts and prayers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so many young people. If you're still listening, Yvonne, good night.
Good night, Yvonne.
So, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, quite clueless. It is quite saddening, though, seeing the mental health aspect of all of this, and wondering, could a better childhood have changed the circumstances in adulthood? I mean, there's so many different standpoints and discussions that could be had on that.
I mean, we could talk about what antisocial personality disorder is, which was another thing she had.
That might be, I mean, we could. I don't know how long the article was. I remember we read a little bit of that back when we were dealing with that other situation. But that definitely does lead up to psychopathy or psychopathy.
But I mean, it's a fairly long one, so we could leave it for a different day.
We could revisit that one on Monday, next Monday, if you want to do that, or because that all definitely plays a part in a lot of these cases that we look into.
That's a true fact, right?
Mm-hmm. Then you got people who potentially have those disorders, and they come out on YouTube and say they're helping people. I mean, there's always that too.
That's true.
That's a bit of craziness, but yeah.
It definitely is. So what's been happening out there on the YouTube streets today? I haven't really seen.
Me
I see
either.
Ernie is still teaching the children.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Betty apparently did not have a bad relationship with her ex-husband.
They're best friends, even though she has talked live on YouTube about how he has no brains and yada, yada, yada. Oh, she bashed the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Some friend, man. Facepalm, yeah. Exactly, DW. Nope, I would rather listen to the sound of a train whistle as the train is speeding toward me than to listen to that individual's voice for too long of a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So that's all I got to say.
Me too. Oh my god.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know. The awkward silence.
Awkward. I don't know what to talk about. So I mean, I don't know. I guess I could end it. I still want to clip that video.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
Well,
I still call Bob an idiot too sometimes. But remember, I just say we're idiots sometimes. Remember?
it can be.
I said we. I'm taking blame in that as well.
That definitely happens, Jamie. But I doubt that you even came close to what Blowhard was doing when I saw her.
Oh, she was so
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
That was beyond.
My
Oh
word.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, there's definitely more comfort in the voice of a train whistle of a train that is coming straight at you than there is in her voice.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
It just, yeah. I don't know. I
She's a
grew up.
walking contradiction.
That's for sure. Oh no. DW said, out of curiosity, I googled how many serial killers haven't been caught. Why did I do that before bedtime?
Yeah, why would you do that before bedtime,
Oh
DW?
man. Cue the dun na 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 Michael Myers theme song.
You know, one good thing about having a memory that's the size of a pea is the fact that you say things like this, and then 2 seconds later, I'm going to forget you said it, so it's not going to bother me at night. However, I do feel bad for the fact that it makes you feel bad because you're probably going to remember it, and that sucks. I mean, I guess I can take some blame. We were talking about a serial killer, so I don't know. You know, I have a hard time wrapping my brain around the fact of, people killing one person, let alone multiple.
Yeah. I guess my hubby says to me every day, WTF is wrong with you? Jamie. Yeah. I definitely got a lot of stuff wrong with me. I'll own that. I will definitely own that. But yeah. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Uh-oh. I think she is not present at the moment. Unless that cough came back. I'm not sure. You still out there, hon?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't think I have anything more of value to say if I ever had anything of value to say in the first place.
I don't either.
I've been asked that before. Jamie. I think it was only twice for me.
Really?
I don't know. It just sounded funny. It would explain a lot.
No comment. No comment at all.
Said, why would you ask me that? He said, I think you hit your head. Yeah, I've definitely busted my head on plenty of things. Oh my gosh. No fun.
All right. Well, if you want to end it, fly out.
Okay. I guess we will wrap it up all. And we appreciate you coming out and spending this Monday evening with us. And be sure to look out for video uploads or possible live streams that occur throughout the day. If you haven't, be sure to go over there and activate that notification bell. And yeah, don't forget to share it out too. But we appreciate each and every one of you. And one way or the other, if there isn't aren't any live streams that are going on through the day tomorrow, we will be back here at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. So appreciate you all. And wherever you are watching from, or if you're catching us on the replay, we wish you a good morning, good afternoon, or a good night from wherever you all are.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all.